Welcome to the top of the world, where it's really cold and the snow's falling again. Well, as you can see, we've cut a new track through a new part of the forest we've got to thin. And we're now it's Saturday, so yeah, this is the 5th day of the new track, 4th day of the new track. I think I've hauled out 12 loads, done about 100 kilometres on the new track. Yesterday I aligned the track and made sure the tension was right. Thanks to some of my subscribers for giving me all the tips there. I thought I was the only one. No. Anyway, so let's show you where we're up to. We're almost at the boundary. The boundary's just through here, and this is the next section we've got to thin through here. I cut this path through here yesterday, and I run it half a dozen times before I left so it would harden down, and yeah, we're quite solid now. So we've got a mixture of willow, saloo, spruce, fir and birch. So I'll give you an idea of how we've done this week and what it's looking like where we've been. You can see these are my thinnings. We had a bit of snow overnight. Well, it's snowing now, or this morning. So this is where we've been, thinned, and this is where we're going. So this is pretty much what it looked like. And this is what it looks like now. And this is where we're going. Right, we'll get to it and carry on. You see how clear it looks over there? Looks lovely. The temperatures have not been too bad this week. They've been quite workable. Start off with my gloves and my coat. Well, I've got to keep the gloves. A very nice person, a very dear friend bought me a Christmas present. Or two, I think. My new hat, but my gloves. Now, I don't know what make these are, these seal skins. So I've done everything in these this last 2 weeks. Using chainsaw with them. I've been loading the sled. I've been riding with them. I've worn them every single day, all day. Yeah, I'm quite impressed. I can't tell you what make they are because I can't remember, but they're very nice. Thank you, Brian. It's very kind. boundary. That big birch there, that's a boundary tree. And the far boundary is way up there. So this is our last track across. So we do the same route up as we did this morning. I've been here all day, so, but for you it'll only be a couple of minutes, so you'll see the difference. We haven't been here, we haven't been up here. It's the same track as we did this morning. Looks a little bit more dense than it is because there's some bigger fir here and some spruce, and I want to keep those. So where we were over there, the spruce is very small, but where it's been untouched here, it's a bit bigger. But if we look up at the canopy, that's the consistency that we want to achieve. So we haven't got very far today, not because we haven't got very far today, but it's very thick, and when it's dense like that, it uses a lot of fuel and energy and time, and you don't necessarily get a lot out of it. But I get a lot out of it because you couldn't see through this morning, and now you can, and now the canopy's opened right up. So that's best part of 2 acres thinned. Our last run is down there. So through this thick bit here, we've got to lay in another track, our last track. Am I going to do it today? No, I'm not going to do it today. I've had enough today. Juniper. We don't have enough of that here. Right, this big tree here, this is a boundary. So our last track. You can see where I've walked the boundary, straight through there. And then we clear everything that way. And then we're done on this section. And then we're through there. Now this was clear cut, I've explained this. This was clear cut 25 years ago. But where you've got all these blocks of birch, we'll leave one, take the rest out, and then once we've done this area here, which is about 5 acres, then there's about 2 acres of completely untouched forest down the bottom there to do. And then we'll be just about straight for everything that's out of control on this property. And my friend, he's come back from hospital, but he still can't walk. So I think that's yeah, that's probably time for a story. So while I'm out here, do I light a fire, make my coffee? I ain't got time for that. I've got Stanley. Stanley's quite old, Stanley's quite bad, but Stanley still works, and that's good enough for me. So had an interesting conversation yesterday. I believe when you do something for a friend, it's worth, you know, it's a job worth doing. You do the job properly, otherwise there's no point in doing it, is there? And you know, they're your friends, so sometimes you do a bit more than you want. However, my friend Thomas, and that's whose land we're on, he's different. He's not the most well-liked man because he's a man, and he's stubborn, and he can be grumpy, and he can be rude, and he can be loud, and I love him. I just love him. So we've had our arguments. We have had our arguments. So doing all this for Thomas, it does 2 things. He's crippled with a bad back. Oh, I know what that's like. And he's got no firewood. He's already run out. despite me cutting him several cords last year. So he's having a right stress about the overgrown of the forest and the weeds. Anyway, over the last 5 years I've gone through, but I'm really hammering it at the minute. And there's a reason for that. He's stuck indoors because Thomas, he loves to interfere and he's not very good at making decisions, and I know what I'm doing and he trusts me to do it, and we're just going to do it. But what that does is that'll give him years of wood. So we've taken that problem right out of it. And I was thinking about this morning, but the conversation I had yesterday was with my youngest daughter, my youngest princess. So she's having a few problems at school, as you do when you're teenagers. Would I want to go back to my teenage years? Never. Never, 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 never. Unless I could go back knowing what I know now, and then we would think about it. So she only has a couple of friends. She has a really good friend, and this really good friend has got some, let's say, severe problems at home, which is emotional for her. So something happened in a lesson, and it touched a nerve, and rightfully so. Understanding what happened in a lesson, she got really upset, and she had to leave the class. My daughter, being a loving, compassionate person that she is, she's gone with her. And ignored the teacher's demands for her to sit down or stay, or, you know, it's her friend. And she's upset, and she knows why she's upset, because she understands the situation. Anyway, she got into trouble for that. So I'm not very happy about that. And then a similar set of circumstances happened. This was maybe a week or so ago, a few days ago, where I'm not convinced it was the same friend, but it was a friend. And she got really upset, and there was some kind of incident and a scuffle, and my daughter was just being her normal, compassionate self. However, she is a compassionate princess with her father's attitude. She's only 12 with her father's attitude. Anyway, that'll protect her. And the same thing's happened again. She's got into trouble, and all she was doing was being compassionate. Now, we was having a conversation about this, and of course I'm not very upset. I don't believe teachers, especially male teachers, right? Male teachers have no clue what happens to a girl from the ages of 10 to 19. None. They have no clue. The emotional turmoil that those girls go through. Boys go through some, right? But girls, terrible time. And male teachers, they got no clue. How would they have a clue? Even if they've got daughters, and some of them should have daughters, they ain't got a clue. No clue. So something else happened, and you know, she was being compassionate and comforting her friend, and for that, she got a detention, or an exclusion, or they call it an inclusion, removed from class. Well, she didn't attend. So this teacher then emailed her mother with a lie in it, right? The teacher wrote a lie, who then admitted, when confronted by her mother, that it was a lie. I mean, really? Anyway, fortunately for them, I'm a long way away from that school. I'm not quite sure my ex-wife hasn't got it under control, though. Yeah. Anyway, bad, really bad. And she's compassionate and beautiful and loving and thoughtful. And she's being marmalised for it. Anyway, where was I going with that? The long and the short of it is friends. Not sure I completely understood the meaning till more recently. Yeah, that you have mates, that, you know, you definitely have mates, and things get out of hand and they get hurt. But as you get older, have friends. And you know, the sad thing about living here far in the Arctic, in a small community, a very small community, is everyone's older than I am. So I've already made friends twice, right? And they're all going to die before you, unless, of course, I catch myself in a nasty place with a chainsaw. Then I'm going to bleed out because the air ambulance ain't going to get her in time. But short of that, they're all going to die before me. Yeah. which is a shame. Anyway, here's to friends. Thanks for joining me. Catch you on the next one. Bye for now.